Hey everybody. I took a little bit of a break and because I went on vacation for about a week and well, I'm back now. And now that I'm back, I have to get back to work making videos because I have a lot of backlog to film. Mostly fan videos, so be on the lookout for some more videos of mine, of course. So I have a lot that I gotta film. So I'm gonna get started with this one right here. This is one that I got for my recent trip to Ohio that I took actually last weekend. I went up to visit my best friend who lives there, who I've actually seen him a few times over the years. And he's given me a few things. I've given him some things. So this time we traded some stuff, and he gave me, actually, he gave me a lot of stuff. I didn't give him, well, I gave him that Lasco pedestal fan that I filmed a few videos ago. But in return, he gave me this along with a couple other things, and this here is a National Panacool desk fan model F-30AM, and it is made by Matsushita Electric Company. And yes, that is the same Matsushita Electric Company that made Panasonic. And you're probably thinking, Panacool, that sounds a lot like Panasonic. Yeah, and this is kind of like the predecessor to the Panasonic that I have right here, which this one is actually, I can't even remember this one's model number. F-1205. Okay, so it looks a lot similar to that one. However, this one is a lot older, and you can tell because, first of all, the base is metal, and so is the neck. And if I turn the fan to the side, most of the fan is actually made of metal, which is really cool. I actually have never really even seen a fan quite like this before in person. I know that this is kind of the same design that they had on fans in Europe back in the day, and which makes sense because this was made in Japan, I believe, Matsushita. Yeah, so it's made almost entirely of metal. The only plastic parts are the blade set, of course, which is the transparent blue, just like the later model here, and the motor housing, which is a sort of pastel blue color, and of course the oscillator knob as well. But other than that, it's entirely made of metal. The base is like a rubber actually, but that's not really important. And then the switch plate badge here, it says National. It's got the National logo right there, which is very similar to the Panasonic logo, I noticed. And it's got these buttons here, which are not really, well, I guess I could call them piano keys. They're not really like push buttons like this one. So yeah, these are kind of like piano keys, I guess. And yeah, it's in this really nice blue and white color scheme. So you can clearly tell that this is sort of what evolved into this later on. But there are some differences, of course. This one has this really neat Venturi thing in the middle here, the ring that's open, and it says the center grill medallion is actually around the outside here. It says Panacool there, and there's a little emblem there with a crown, which is pretty cool. The cage is, it's pretty interesting. It's on the front cage is really like has these the vertical spokes like that, just like on this one here, and actually on most fans of this time, which had this design grill. But if I turn it around here, which you saw actually before when I turned the fan to the side, the back has these radial grills, which is really interesting. So yeah, and then the handle, of course, is attached to the back here, very similar to a Galaxy. It's actually, I think, the exact same, or very similar to this one here on the Panasonic. And then, yeah, the motor housing does have oil ports on the back and the front there. And then there's vents on the front of the motor housing. You can't really see them. The blade is covering it. But then there's another weird, like, vent underneath of there. You can see it's like a... Can't really see it now, but you can sort of see it right there between the blades. It's this weird, like, slotted thing. It looks almost like a vacuum cleaner. It's pretty cool. I'm guessing that that one's designed to, like, blow the air. Or I guess it will suck the air in through these vents here and then blow it out through the bottom there to circulate air throughout the motor housing, which is pretty economical for cooling down the motor while the fan is running. Now, another interesting thing that you probably saw when I was showing you that is there's this weird little indicator there. underneath the motor housing on the neck. And if it would stop focusing on the grill, that would be nice. There you go. That little red arrow there. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that's for, because if you remember, there are models like this one here, the later one, that have 5-way oscillation, which is where like you can make it oscillate to one way or the other, and it's actually a fail-safe in case it strikes something. It'll click back and it'll continue oscillating and it won't strip out the gears. I thought maybe that's because this one had 5-way oscillation and that was sort of like an indicator as to where it was, like, positioned. But nope, it doesn't have 5-way oscillation. It's just a random arrow there. I guess maybe to tell you where the middle is. I don't know why you'd need that, but I don't know. Very interesting. So, one more thing before I turn it on, I want to show you the bottom here, the label. It's in green, and it says National AC Electric Fan. Type F-30AM, 30 centimeters, 12 inches. Serial number 7A7. Matsushita Electric Co. Limited. Matsushita Electric Industrial Company Limited, made in Japan. And then the wiring diagram right underneath of there. So, yeah, very interesting. I'm very, very happy to have this one. This was one that actually was kind of valuable to my friend, and this was actually my Christmas present from him that he just gave me. So yeah, a very huge shout out to him for giving me this. Oh, and also I wanted to show you the plug, because there's something interesting here about the plug. It doesn't look like a normal, like, it's not like a normal molded plug. It actually has the national logo molded into it, which is really cool. So they made their own plugs and cords, I guess, that's pretty neat. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and test the fan. Make sure the oscillator's off and start it up on low. This fan is like dead quiet on low. Alright, medium. And it has that sort of soft whir that these Japanese Matsushitas often had. Alright, and high speed. Really moving the air. Now we'll spin it down from high. I did, of course, give this some oil when I got it, as I always do. So yeah, pretty long spin down time. So now I'm going to engage the oscillator, and we'll start it up on high this time. Okay, medium. Sorry for the shakiness there. And low. Sorry, hit the camera there for a second. It's making a little bit of like a grinding or something. That might be the gearbox. Actually, it sounds like something rattling. Wasn't making that before. Oh well. I'll wait till it comes back into the middle. Okay, and spin down from low. It's a very interesting fan. I like how the grills look from the front, where you can see both the radial and the vertical slats or rungs. And then you don't need anything on the center grill, the center here, because you got that silver bullet in the middle of the blade set. So, I'll see if I can get a startup sound. I don't think there is one, but I'll try. Okay, I don't know if you heard anything there, but it definitely had a little bit of a startup sound. So yeah, I don't think there's anything left to say about this one, other than it is an awesome fan. I am super happy to have it, and once again, a huge shout out to my friend for giving it to me. So that is the Matsushita Electric National Panacool 12-inch oscillating desk fan model F-30AM with cameo from the Panasonic F-1205. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.